Before we get into that portion of the agenda, I just have a few items that I want to make everybody aware of. First of all, you may have noticed, but we've had a very good run in the media the last few days, actually the last 6 straight days. Really things that have run the gambit of what I would consider to be the core pieces of what we're about in the school system. Certainly the Fine Arts Festival has been going on at the River Park Center. We've had a great week of that and great coverage of that. I have one of our arts instructors with us tonight. But the days that are left, next Tuesday we have drama, and next Wednesday we have dance. So if you haven't been down to the River Park to see that, you need to make some time to do that and witness some really great things that are happening in our arts programs. We also had some coverage about our I-Grants. One of our instructors at the high school with the bicycle program, the fitness program, which is really innovative and different and kids love. Of course, we had the Innovation Academy in there today and some of our career pathways that you'll hear a little bit from Dr. Constant about tonight. And we have the Book Nook at Owensboro Middle School South, which is part of our literacy. So from the career pathways and the STEM to the fine arts to the innovation to the literacy, you know, we've had a really good week. The past 6 days in the news, and I want to thank Dave Kirk because he's always there and always telling our story positively. So thanks to Dave. During our 6 days in the week. Also want to make everybody aware that the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Stephen Pruitt, will be in Owensboro for the first time next week on Tuesday. It does conflict with the Fine Arts Festival, but Commissioner Pruitt is traveling the state in a series of town hall forums. He will be at Davis County High School at 6:30. It's open to the public, and he is interested in hearing about what the people of the Commonwealth think an accountability, an assessment, and an education system mean. I would encourage everybody and anybody that's passionate about the way our district approaches whole child education, the arts, and many of the things that we're doing to go and tell that story to the commissioner. I think he needs to hear it. So we certainly believe there's a place for testing our students, but we also in this district have placed a high premium on educating the whole child and not being just about what we do during test window time. So I think that's a very important element of our story to be told at the state level. Speaking of the state level, I also encourage all of you citizens to, our state budget is nearing its final stage of approval, where one house of the legislature and the other house of the legislature have some disagreements. Currently, the budget that's passed the Senate this week calls for about 9% cuts in education. The overall picture for preschool through post-secondary education is really bad, about $300 million. Only $25 million will affect K-12. But it will hurt us in our preschool program, in our family resource youth service centers. So Senator Bowen is the person you need to call if you're interested in letting your voice be heard about how important investing in the future of our people and our youth through primary, secondary, and even post-secondary education. So I would just encourage everyone to play a role there. Also happy to announce that, knock on wood, that we seem to be through the snow season. So we are setting our date for graduation. It will be May 20th. And we've worked with the city. It looks like the Sports Center will be available. Commissioner Smith-Wright, thank you for advocating for us there. The Sports Center will be home to our graduation on May 20th. So I just want to make that an announcement. And again, welcome to everybody. Congratulations, those of you that are being honored tonight. And that's all I have.
This is the OMS math team, and for the second year in a row, we've placed first at chapter and pretty much swept the top 6 spots for the most part. We had John with first place, and Radley with second, and Nathan with third, and Blake with fourth, and Clayton with sixth. So we pretty much took all the top spots there. Then we went on to state, And our goal was, we had said earlier in the school year that we wanted to walk across the stage, because we hadn't had a team walk across the stage for almost 8 years. And to do that, you had to be in the top 6 teams, and we managed to pull out the 6th place. So we got to walk across the stage and get the trophies and bring home some hardware. So they worked really, really hard to accomplish that, and I'm very proud of these guys. They also, in the process, earned lots of college scholarships. John now has a full tuition scholarship to the University of Kentucky or University of Louisville, and Bradley and John and Blake and Clayton also have scholarships as well as a result of their efforts. So they've done an excellent job.
All right, this is the OMS academic team. I guess some of these guys you just met with math, and some of them have had a very busy 2-week period because they got back from state math counts, and we had a week, and then they had to go back to the Governor's Cup state finals. This is one heck of a group, especially the 8th graders. I'm going to have a tough time letting go of because I've worked with them now for 4 straight years. And they've really dominated everything they've ever played in, including this year. They won their district competition by leaps and bounds. I think if you added up the scores of all the other teams in the district, they might have beaten us by like a point or 2. And then the same thing at region, where there was like 20-something schools. If you added up the scores of all the other schools in our region, if they were one team, might have beaten our team, but it was very close. So they pretty well dominated everything. At the regional level, we had 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in math, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in arts and humanities, 1st and 4th in social studies. 2 people tied for 2nd in language arts. We had 1st and 3rd in written composition. Our quick recall team was undefeated. At both district, well, no, they lost one at district, but at regionals, they went to the state finals this past weekend, where they were very dominant. In fact, during pool play, they were one of the top 4 teams as far as points scored. They beat a team out of Eastern Kentucky called Allen Central. And if you know about private schools in Kentucky, they also creamed Kentucky Country Day, which I'm very proud of. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, "We beat Kentucky Country Day by double." But then they got a tough draw. They drew Johnson Central, which is the #1. They ended up winning the whole tournament. But we hung with them and gave them a fight. So especially we got the first and last question in that match right. So we gave them a little bit of a run. But we did make the Sweet 16 in quick recall, which is a big deal, especially the 2nd year in a row doing that. And then right here in the middle in the bright orange, Mr. Clayton Rhodes came in 7th in the state in the social studies written assessment. So we got to walk the stage and meet the governor. So I'm very proud of this group. They've worked very, very hard. I think I saw them more than their parents did. So you're welcome, parents.
It is my pleasure to present the Tom Maddox Award for Outstanding Achievement to Margie Ward. Margie, come on up. And Margie is an instructional assistant at Faust Elementary School for, how many years, Margie? 5? I was going to say 5. That seems like more. It seems like always. But Margie is just a supreme addition to the Faust staff. Can always be counted on in every way. She is a teacher. And so it's like having 2 teachers in any room that she's in, except even better than that. The first conversation about nominating Margie for this award came in a conversation between Dr. Constant and I about how our staff has gone the extra mile to help meet the needs of our English language learners, our Burmese-speaking students, and Margie was just never asked to do anything extra for those students, but just on her own accord. Every lesson would just bring in things that would help those students to develop the language and develop the content knowledge to help them further understand and be successful in our school. And so those were things that Margie was never asked to do, but just took it upon herself. And that's what she does with all students, not just students who are acquiring the language. The other thing that I love about Margie is that everything that she does, it's just evident that it comes from a true place of wanting to make a difference in the world and in the lives of kids. So she has a servant heart, and that just comes through in everything that she does. So that kind of speaks to who Margie is as much as what she does. When I was talking with Miss Amber Brown before I came up here about her work in her classroom, Amber said something that I thought was really great, and she said she actually told her students this today. She said, Miss Ward makes me a better teacher because she adds to the thinking in the classroom and just enriches the whole experience. And so I thought that was very true, and I echo that because Margie makes our school a better place and our world a better place. So thank you.
Good afternoon or evening or whatever it is. I'm honored to be here tonight, and thank you all for allowing me this time. As you all know, I'm an OHS alumni, and always looking for something that will continue the excellence of education that this school has always provided for all the young people that attend there. So when I was going to school, we didn't have anything that pertained to African Americans as far as history, our history. And so now there is a book of Kentucky African American history that has been published. It's the Encyclopedia of Kentucky African American history. And so if Dr. Brake would come down. I would like to present this book to the library at Owensboro High School. And I have some pages marked that tells about some of the people here in Owensboro. They don't have everybody, but if you could, would you read that?
Sure,
I
absolutely. Presented to the Owensboro High School Library for those who come before and those who will follow. This book is dedicated to all the scholars with an emphasis on the black students who have passed through the halls of OHS, especially my sister Gertrude True Smith Clemens. True was the first black student to voluntarily integrate schools in Owensboro in 1959 when she enrolled at Faust Junior High. We are a proud people, and this encyclopedia is our Kentucky history of who we were and who we have become. Our history is still being written every day. Although all accomplishments of local blacks are not included in this book, we can now see the beginning. Dedicated this 24th day of March 2016 in memory of my parents Ethel and Willie Smith Jr., who knew they wanted the best education for their children. Owensboro's first woman, Mayor Pro Tem, City Commissioner Pamela Smith Wright.